Hi YouTube, it's Kathy and I'm here today to do the library challenge. I was very kindly tagged by Vanessa over at Paper Fairy, who created the challenge, because she recently just got a job at her local library, which is very exciting, so congratulations, Vanessa. As she knows, and as you likely know, I work at a library, so I watched her video this morning, went to work, and then decided to pick up some items at work before I came home so I could do this challenge. Now the challenge is basically a library haul, but you're trying to get an item from every collection at your library, and I thought about that and went, I'm not bringing 40 items home. I travel on the bus, I've got chronic pain issues from lifting heavy books all day long, so I'm not gonna do that. I am, however, going to talk about kind of how our library is structured and then show you some items that I did pick up just for the purpose of this challenge. I also want to note that we actually have 12 branches in our library system, so each of our libraries is actually set up a little bit differently, but there are some things that are the same throughout the collection, such as we always have an adult section, we always have a teen section, and we always have a children's section. Within each of those age groups, it's always also broken down, and then depending on which branch you're at, there will be additional collections that you won't find at other branches just because we don't have space to have a bit of every single part of a collection at every single branch, if that makes sense. I took some notes so I wouldn't completely forget a giant section of the library, but I'm going to talk to you about the adult section, the teen section, and the kids section, and just kind of how all of those sections break down. In the adult section, we have general fiction, so that's most of your fiction books will be in that section, with the exception of mystery, romance, and SFF. In addition to that, we also have adult graphic novels, adult audiobooks on CD. Then we have large print both in general fiction, mystery, and then nonfiction. We also obviously have a huge nonfiction section. We use the Dewey Decimal System, so it goes from 001 to 999. And then we also have magazines, we have DVDs, so this is where you're going to find your shows and your movies, as well as Blu-rays, as well as video games, as well as CDs. At the branch I was particularly at today, we also had a French section, and then we also had an Indigenous section. At other branches, there will be other collections. For example, other branches have world language collections, so we've got some in Portuguese, we've got some in German, we've got some in Chinese, etc. Oh, the one I was also going to forget is literacy. So literacy is generally, they take a full-length book and then they basically just slim it down, and this is really good for if you're learning English as a second language. You can kind of get the idea of what happened in the book, but you're not reading the full thing. It's not exactly like an abridged, it kind of takes the language and kind of puts it into easier words. But yeah, we have a whole section of that as well. As for the teen section, we also have general fiction, we have nonfiction, we have audiobooks, and of course graphic novels. Getting into the kids section, we have so many different types of kids books. First, you're going to have board books, picture books, readers, chapter books, primary books, middle grade books. We also have graphic novels in this section. We have graphic novels in all the different sections. But then we also have books in French. We also have holiday books, so books about Easter, books about Valentine's, books about Christmas, books about all of the different major holidays, and then just general holiday books as well will be in that section. And then my library does this thing called Skill Builders, so it's basically this box that you can take out that has all these different toys and books in it, as well as Books to Go, which is about 10 books that all have to do with a specific topic. So if your kid is really into dragons, you take the Books to Go bag about dragons. In addition to that, we also have book club sets. These are 10 fiction books generally, although I think we have a couple that are nonfiction, that are books that we think that book clubs are going to want to read. And then you can take all 10 of those books out and distribute them amongst your book club and then get them back and then return them to the library. My library also does this thing called fast views or fast reads, which is basically books or movies that we know are going to be popular or brand new, and we have a few copies of those where you can take them out, but you get them for a shorter amount of time. For DVDs, you generally get a week. With these, you will get 3 days. For books that don't have holds, you get those for 3 weeks. You get these for 1 week if it's adult, or 2 weeks if it's kids. And then obviously there are fun displays throughout the library. So just to give you an example, at the library I was at today, we had a new book display, we had a stoplight display, which was basically just 3 sections of books where we had red books and then yellow books and then green books. We had books with the word love on the book for Valentine's Day. And then we also had a Black History Month display. Displays are so much fun, they are subject to change, they change around so often. One of the other branches actually had a display with all of the romance books where the guy is not wearing a shirt with shirts plastered on top of them, which was very funny. I will show you some pictures of that because because somebody put them on Twitter and I laughed a lot. In addition to that, we also have the digital collection. So I am first going to show you the physical books that I just grabbed from the library, and then I'm going to show you what I currently have checked out and on hold on my digital collection because I use it a lot. These are in no particular order. To give you an idea of just a general fiction book from the teen section, I picked up A Pet because I've seen many people talk about this one. Am I going to get to all of these books and read them all? No, I'm doing 3 readathons this month. However, I might try to sneak this one in anyway. This one is about a monster hunter, and honestly, that's all I need to know. I want to read it. Then in the kids section, you're gonna have things like picture books. I chose a very small picture book because, again, I was traveling home on the bus and didn't want to carry a lot of things. From the romance section, I grabbed An Irish Heiress because why not? I thought it was funny that it was Irish because I usually see a lot of Highlander type things, which reminds me, Jean recently put out a video where she's talking about an actual Scot reads Scottish romance books, so I am very excited to watch that. I haven't had the time yet, but I'm gonna link it down below. From general fiction, I actually picked up Gingerbread because I saw it and thought it was funny because Vanessa also picked up this book while she was going through her library, and this is something that I've been meaning to get to, so am I going to get to it this month? On top of the TBRs I have for the 3 readathons I'm doing? Maybe. From our Black History Month, I picked up this. It's a collection of essays called Black Writers Matter. It is specifically set within Canada, and it has a ton of different essays in it, so I hope to read at least a few of them. It is a fairly short collection, so you'd think I could get through it. But yeah, I'm supposed to be reading fewer books this year, and then I do something like this. Then to show off some of our graphic novels, I picked up a kids graphic novel, Steven Universe. I absolutely love Steven Universe. The show is amazing, and this is one of the ones I might end up reading. Let's be honest, I mean, it's beautiful. Then from our SFF section, I picked up A Black City Fish. This is a climate change novel and has to do a lot with that. In fact, it's a remarkably urgent and ultimately very hopeful novel about political corruption, organized crime, technology run amok, gender identity, the consequence of climate change, and the unifying power of human connection. This is a book that I saw talked about at Geek Girl Con, I think 2 years ago, and is something I've been meaning to pick up. Haven't gotten around to it yet because my TBR is ridiculous. Also, something about our library system that I personally find very, very funny is we do put all the SFF together, so the science fiction and the fantasy, but all of the stickers just say science fiction because there isn't a good supplier that has decent FFF stickers that our library uses. So sometimes I'll be shelving The Hobbit and it will have a science fiction sticker on it, and I'm always like, this is so wrong. I also grabbed a middle grade book, and I grabbed a stereotypically Canadian sounding one, The Ghost of the Stanley Cup, because what Canadian kid doesn't want to read about hockey shenanigans? This is a book about a team called the Screech Owls, and they've gone to Ottawa to play in the Little Stanley Cup Pee-wee tournament, which sounds adorable. I might actually have to read this, or make my roommate read it, although he probably won't, but he loves hockey. In the mystery section, I actually picked up A Clairvoyant and Present Danger. This is the 3rd in a series where I've actually only read the 2nd book because I needed to pick it up for a prompt for a readathon, and if I have time this month, I might read this. It's all about this lady that lives on an island, and she is a clairvoyant, or at least she pretends to be. I think she's just one of those people that's very, very observant, and she owns this old house, and it's like a bed and breakfast, and weird things happen there. There was like a murder in the last book. I don't know what happened in the 1st book because I didn't read the 1st book. And then for teen nonfiction, I grabbed Gender Identity. This is another one that I might just actually flip through because it is quite good and will have lots of information, and I mean, even though it's geared towards teens, I can read it. Obviously, I read a lot of YA. So there you have it. There is a small selection of the different categories that we have within my library. I didn't pick up any AV because I don't own a CD player, and there isn't anything that I wanted to watch right now, and I didn't want to take anything out of the system that I knew I wasn't going to use. Which is funny, because we know I'm not going to read all of these books, but I just wanted to show you some of the collection. Also, if you haven't seen Vanessa's video, you definitely should. She actually showed you some clips of her in the library choosing her books. People aren't supposed to film in our library, and I wasn't about to get fired by doing this challenge, so I didn't take any footage in the library. So use your best judgment when doing that. Know your library's policies ahead of time. And if you don't currently use your public library, definitely check it out because there's always more there than you think there is. It blew my roommate's mind when I told him he could get video games there. I totally thought I had finished filming this video and then I realized I was going to show you my digital collection, so let's do that. So the book I'm currently working on is Dragons in a Bag. This is a middle grade book, it's absolutely adorable, but we're going to see what else I have in here. So I have both Matilda on audiobook and the ebook because I'm going to be buddy reading it this month for Valentine's. I also have Hey Kiddo as an audiobook, and that's super exciting because it's a graphic novel that was adapted into an audiobook, and they have like 40 different voice actors, and a lot of them are actually the people that are being talked about in the book because it's autobiographical. I also currently have... Why is this not focusing? Please focus. Much better. Okay. I also have Twice in a Blue Moon, and I have Looking for Alaska because it's read by Will Wheaton, and I need to do a reread this month, so that's happening. In addition, we also have books that I have on hold. Yes, I know. Oh, I have to turn on the internet. 1 second. So, on hold currently, I'm allowed to have up to 15 holds on this app. I have In the Dream House. King of Crows is going to come up very soon. Very excited. Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. The Beautiful, Over the Top by Jonathan Van Ness, super excited about that. All American Muslim Girl, Me by Elton John. Kill the Farm Boy, which is just corny and hilarious from my understanding, so I need to read it. And then I found out that Charlotte's Web is actually a full cast narration with Meryl Streep in it, so why not? And then also The Starless Sea and Queenie. So I've got some wait time for some of these, but I am super excited to read them. And this is just one of the apps I can use. There are a couple of other apps, but I prefer this one, so that's what I use. If you would like to do this challenge, consider yourself tagged. Have you read any of these books? Let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye!